Okay, Mark, so what we have here is a little tutorial on how to fix this little badge here. You see? A little joker there. Look at them apples. Let's go. It's all good. Alright, so what we have, the tools you're going to need, brother, are going to be two things, right? This is a T25 star bit. See if I can get it to focus. It's not focusing very well. Anyway, it's a star bit. T25 it'll say. And then you're going to need a 10 mil with some sort of extension. Maybe not an extension, but a 10 mil socket. And some fingers that you can bust the knuckles off. Because this little plastic thing here is all going to come off. Yeah? And you might need a screwdriver. Yeah? Or just your key that comes with your car, but I prefer a screwdriver because I'm weird like that. So what we're going to do, first things first, is we're going to take off these jokers. Crap. Yeah. So it's just blacking out. These jokers here, yeah. Just kind of pop them out like that one. I'll pop that out. Come on, pop it out. There we go, and it falls. That one you can pop out. I don't really think you need to. Little joker comes off. So what we have here is we have a T25 screw right there, if you can see it, and there's a T25 screw right there. Those two come off, and that whole thing unclips. There's just a bunch of clips holding it on. So let's get on with it, shall we? Can we see? Oh, let's do it the other way. Gosh. Run screwing. Just don't, if it falls, mate, watch where it falls, because that joker is going to be hard to find. There we go. Then we're going to get over here and get on this one here. And it's hard to do whenever the sun is in your face as well. We're just going to unscrew. There we go. I told you. See how hard it is to find? Oh my goodness me. That was bad. That would have been really bad. Alright, so this one is misdeceiving. That is not actually attached to this. This is attached to another bit there. So what we got to do is we got to yank on it, and it'll just unclip. It'll sound horrendous, but don't you worry. Steve knows what he's doing, I think. You know what? Just for safe measures, I'm going to have a look. I don't think there's anything that we need to do as far as that goes. Yeah, that is just where the little latch is attached, and that's your emergency pull in there. So what we're going to do, going to give it a bit of a yank, and it should come undone. Ready? 1, 2, 4. Oh! I'm going to lay that down so you can see. Yeah. Gonna work it around. It sounds horrendous, Mark. Don't worry. And voila. Mon chéri. There she is. I'll show you what the big nasty noises were. These things right here, there's a lot of them. There's dotted all over the place. And that's what they're unpopping from the little seat. They all go in like little holes like this here. They just clip in there. Yeah. Now putting that joker back on is something else by yourself. So get an extra set of hands, whatever. Right, so there is the other side of your little latch. Alright? There's a little plug here. You just want to pinch right in between those two, if you can see that. Let's get in a bit closer here. Those two, you want to pinch either side and pull, and it comes right out. Okay? So now you get your handy dandy ratchety doohickey, that joker there. You're going to unscrew these 3 bolts here. Once you get pop them, they're pretty easy. Oh, phooey, I forgot my pliers. Right. Now to get them jokers off here. Slide them apples. Oh yes, working it like milking a rat. Don't worry about the little plate falling. There's a little clip right there that's gonna hold it on, and that's what you need your pliers for. Hey, take that joker off. Okay, we're working it. I'm feeling it. Let's see if I can get it off without. Oh yeah, I pinched it with my fingers and it come right off, dude. Alright, so there's your little plate that comes off. It only goes on one way. Okay? And I hold this little doohickey out down. Oh, too close. And it comes right out of there. See? Now, this is the part I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try and explain as best I possibly can. But what we have is a spring inside. And it's like, there's like a little, there's a pin that goes right through. Mine was really rusty, both sides, right? So what I had to do is I had to go and get a hammer and something that was stout, that was just smaller than that little plastic hole. Can we see it? It's kind of hard. This camera is something else, man. So you're gonna bust that through. I do believe, I'm trying to see here, because one has a sleeve, the other one does not. It doesn't really matter, really. So you're going to set it down on something that pin is going to have enough room to go through. What I did, right, is I got a socket, like thusly, and I put it, say this, imagine this is upside down. I put that socket right over the top of that little pin, so whenever I knocked it from the other side, that pin had room to come out, and it kept the plastic in place, right? Maybe a little bit of WD-40 to kind of help ease things. Maybe knock some rust off with a wire brush if you got one, or a scouring pad. And what you're going to do is you're basically going to push it through, right the way through. There's a spring on the other side. It's on a sleeve, so you don't have to really worry about it going fwang and never getting it back on. It was easy enough, to be fair. But I found that greasing it, like just putting grease, like spray grease, whatever, down there, didn't do anything except for make it slow. But now that I've done it, it goes swing, which I'm quite happy with. Be careful with your little plug there, yeah. And then once you get that pin out, you're gonna take that pin out, and mine was quite rusty. I just took some sandpaper up and down that pin, like side to side, that little joker right there, everything seesaws on. There's a little white sleeve, it's about that long, and on one end of the pin there is a little notch that little sleeve lets it spin on. So one side's got a little white sleeve with a notch, the other side has the spring with a sleeve where the spring will stay on this silvery bit whenever it comes out. So you give that that pin there that comes out, give it a good sand down, yada yada yada. If you got some white lightning grease, whatever it is, spray grease, copper grease, anything that's going to repel water and add lubrication, just put it all over that little pin as you push it in. Put some on there, spray some on there, some on there. Don't go crazy, because it doesn't really need it, just to repel water basically. And then installation is reverse of removal. Doesn't everyone hate that one? Anyway, any questions, hit us up. I'd like to see you try it. You know what I mean? I reckon you can do it. Again, T25, a 10 mil, a screwdriver, and or your key to pop those little jokers off. And I think I reckon you'll smash it. Just be careful with that plastic housing, because it is a tiny bit brittle. Not loads. It only goes back in one way, so you can't really go wrong. As you're putting this back in the casing though, that little spring's going to go one side of the little ridge that's inside this casing down here, and that's what helps it go fwang back. Okay? Any questions? YouTube it. Later!